Hello, everybody, and welcome to the number 92nd Ask Julius show here at Expansion Network. My name is Angel Rebo, and we are here every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Ask Julius show. As you know, this is Expansion Network, where we accelerate the consciousness of humanity every single day here with this show, many other shows, and also many other productions that we have on our website, which is channelingjulius.com. Channelingjulius.com. And as usual, in the Ask Julius show, we have with us Kasey Wallace. Hi, Kasey. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Hope everybody is wonderful out there. I don't know if it's fair enough to say out there in TV land anymore. I guess it's a video land, online land, social media land. I'm not sure what land it is that you all live in, but it's good to be here with you.
Absolutely. It's good to be here. And again, it's a 92. It's a lot of shows. We have been already with you 92 times, if not more, right? With the Ask Julius show. In this show, what happens is that Kasey channels Julius and a group of entities. And then our audience, wonderful audience who's already waiting here at the chat, they ask questions every single show. And Julius asks the questions being channeled by Kasey every single show. And we also accumulate the questions that we cannot answer during the show. And we have them offline on a wonderful, document online that we keep track of. And this way, we always answer all of your questions. Thank you for being with us for so many shows. And thank you for showing up again today. It's incredible. It's February the 2nd, 2025, an incredible year full of surprises. And as usual, we obviously have as well a special for today. Let me show you already the special so you can start scanning the QR code. You just take your phone and you point at the screen at the top right corner of the screen, and you will see a QR code. And the special is called the Empowered Empath, the Empowered Empath. For those of you who are at the Telegram channel, yes, we have a Telegram channel as well here at the Ask Julius show, Channeling Julius. We have a channel there. You probably have already heard Kasey speaking about it and talking about it, but we're gonna keep the secret up until the minute 25 of our show because we have so many questions and our audience is already there. Let's share some questions here. All right, so we already have so many questions. Let me make sure we don't lose any of those questions. Let me put them in the right place. And Love Light, Lauren saying hello, everyone. Lauren, nice to have you here. And then we have Cat55K. Hi, Kasey, Angel, Julius, and World. Absolutely. And then we have also Emma Freeman that says, hello, all turning in from Australia again. Hugs and kisses. Absolutely. Hugs and kisses for you too. And then we have our team saying, hello, friends. Welcome. Thank you for being here. All right. So we have our first 3 questions already. Let's get right away to those 3 questions. They're going to become myself a little bit smaller. So we give the main character stage to Kasey and she can channel Julius. All right. So let's start with the first question from Go Time. I like Go Time. I like that. Hello, Julius. Why did President Trump not put his hand on the Bible when sworn in? Random or purposeful on his part?
Yeah. So we will tell you, masters, that everything is purposeful on his part. He does not make a move, a hand gesture, a tilt of his head. Every word that comes out of his mouth, there isn't anything that isn't structured and set and purposeful. And if you are paying attention very closely, you will eventually learn all of the patterns and the nuances of all of those things. But we will tell you, and we have said this before, and we know that this will absolutely enrage many, many, many people, but we are going to say it anyway, and that is that the Bible was written by the cabal. And in the normal recourse of presidential selection, they are sworn in to serve the cabal, the black hats, the Satanists, the elites, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them. And that's normally what that book is all about. In fact, we're going to go as far as saying that normally it is a satanic book that just, has a false cover on it. So there's a lot of structures that are changing and a lot of things that are shifting. That's going to be what we believe is what has taken place, and what we know through conversation was absolutely considered. So we will leave it at that.
All right, thank you so much. Let's go to the next question that comes from J Bell. Hi, Kasey and Angel. I am curious to know how to treat my constantly peeling and numb lips. I have had this problem for 6 months. What has caused this? Thank you. And she sent us a kiss, or he or she.
Well, you've definitely contracted. You got something going on. It's our opinion that a detoxification, you've got either a parasite going on or you've got something that is going on. So it's, if you have had a vaccine, that's what's going on. Okay. The vaccinations can cause peeling of the skin and numbing of the skin. Many people got that with their feet, with the bottoms of their feet after, having vaccinations and stuff. And we're going to say any type of a vaccination. So we're not talking about any one particular vaccination. We're just saying that that is a byproduct, and or if you have started any new form of medication in the last 6 months, or if you've undergone any form of anesthesia in the last 6 months. In any of those situations, we would recommend a detoxification process for you to get the pathogens out of your body that are disrupting your nervous system. And needless to say, you need to use probably something along the lines of glycerin for moisturization of your skin.
All right, thank you so much. Let's go to the next question, which comes from Love Light Lauren. And the question is, on the John B. show, I heard Julius say in about 120 days, the timelines are going to settle in. Does that mean there will be no more manipulation for either side? No. Can you expand a little on this?
There's nothing for us to be able to predict as to what either side is going to do, Master. So we can't speak of that. What we can tell you is there is a scheduled program to try to rectify some of the manipulation that has taken place, and they're going to be running that for about 120 days. And after that, we cannot speak about what else they're going to do, but that's what we can tell you at this time. So whether it settles down, we can't speak because we are not running that, but we can tell you that they have a plan that is about a 120-day plan as to what they're doing to shuffle the timelines right now. Angel, you are muted if you are speaking.
Thank you so much. And the next question comes from Cat55K. Question, how did we get here? Or how did we come into existence?
Masters, you are thought expanding yourself into physical. That's how it works. On our website, channelingjulius.com, we have a wonderful course and class that explains the creative process and the soul versus your spirit and the difference in that. There's a very elongated explanation for you to fully grasp what that is, because us simply telling you that, you probably don't grasp what we just said. But we are telling you that you are thought all thought or source energy, and you are intending to know yourself through every possible experience that you can conjure. And that's what you are doing here. You expanded the frequency of thought into particles of matter. You coagulated those particles of matters through your thought and intention into dimensions and realms for which you could configure yourself through different perspectives in order to know yourselves as the all. That's what you are doing. That's what every aspect of Source is doing. You unfortunately forgot this, and you descended yourself into separate and singular perspective. And then you started worshiping crazy things that people programmed you with, and you lost complete sight of how extraordinarily expansive and joyous you are in the game.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Again, this is show number 92, the 92nd show of the Ask Julius Show. And remember, if you want to be coached by Julius, you can. You can be coached by Julius. You can do that. If you want to know how, just send an email to support@channelingjulius.com. Support@channelingjulius.com, and you will have an incredible experience. Every single show, there's someone in the audience sharing their experience about what they have already received from Julius. And we keep going because we have so many questions. And the next question from someone that hasn't asked a question yet is, we are all in this together. Happy to see you here with us again. Thank you for being here. Why are women getting the periods during full moon as well as the new moon? What calendar are we changing to?
So it has to do with the magnetic pull, Master. Has to do with magnetic pull. That's the truth. So the moon often pulls and causes fertility, distribution for fertility. It works with the coral reef that way, and it works for the human body that way as well. So that has to do with the magnetic pull and the way that the moon is waxing and waning to and from and around the Earthship. And it's doing the same thing for your physical embodiments. Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you so much. The next question from someone that still hasn't asked a question is from Goldorak. Okay, and Goldorak's question is, hello everyone. Are you familiar with Max Spire's interviews? If so, does he speak the truth? He passed away.
Not familiar with that, Master. If you have a more specific question about what he speaks of, we would be happy to answer it directly for you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Next question from Emma Freeman. I am about to have my third abdominal surgery in 18 months, so we really hope it's going to go extraordinarily well. I have surgical mesh inside me. I think it's making me sick. Is there something I can do or take to help the infections? Chlorine dioxide?
Chlorine dioxide will always help, Master, but your body does not want the foreign object in it. That's what we will tell you. And it's showing that to you. So we cannot tell you how to make your body accept something foreign inside of it. That's the way that your body is responding. It is your fear manifesting itself. It is your fears manifesting the issue to where you need mesh in the first place. So we would suggest that you work on your thoughts and your vibrations and your perspectives of fear, Master. That's what we will tell you. That's the origins of the rejection that's taking place. But you are exhausting your immune system by having something foreign in your body, and you are causing an autoimmune system problem with your body because of the way that it's fighting the foreign entity that's in its body. So you're going to cause yourself to either have symptoms of Lyme disease or chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia or diabetes or one of the autoimmune systems. You're way overtaxing your system, Master.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Emma, for the question. The next question comes from, let me see, Hilda B. Hi, Hilda. Nice to have you here as usual. You're a very loyal member of our audience, and always at the same time, I think that she's She's probably being coached by Julius. She's done all sorts of activities with our team, and we love her and she loves us. So, Hilda, when testing with a pendulum, whether or not our, excuse me, when testing with a pendulum, whether or not our body benefits from a food or supplement, how do we assure that we are getting the answer without interference from programs in our mind?
You can't, Master, because the pendulum does respond to your perspective. That's what it responds to. That's for sure. Okay. There's only one energy here, and that's source. Okay. You're controlling the pendulum. There isn't something outside of you, that is. Okay. So it's picking up on your perspective. We can take a pendulum and we can make it spin to the right, to the left, to forwards or backwards based on our command, not on based waiting for the universe to give us an answer. So you think that there's something outside of you that's giving you that information, and it's not. You control the pendulum. So we don't think you need a pendulum to ask a question about your body, but you obviously think you do. And so that's just a verification of your own thoughts, Master, of your own thoughts. We'll guarantee that that's exactly how it works.
All right. Thank you so much. Let me go through the list because there's a lot of questions. A lot of questions. Let me make sure we don't miss anyone. Okay. Hilda B saying congratulations to the production team for the awesome intro video. Thank you. Thank you. And then we have our friend Sony saying Julius. And then we have Cat55. Love your answer. Many thanks. Of course, that's why we are here. All right, let me see. And then Emma saying thank you so much. Of course, we are here for you. All right, so there's so many questions that they have to go up and down on the list of comments here. And also, I think we've never told you, but maybe last day, I mean, we have so many different social media outlets that we are streaming to that, it's we rely totally on technology that, our technology for streaming, the streaming platform that we use is sending us all the messages. I know that obviously our team is trying to catch all the questions that might not be on the system. But again, we appreciate your patience and your understanding if that's not the case. But again, we always try to have all those questions ready for you to be answered. Okay, so let me go back to the list of questions. Okay, so we have a question from Sony. If I understand well, everything is a show, especially in politics. What kind of show is playing right now in Canada? Who has the power at the moment and where is going? Thank you.
It's the same thing, Master. Everything is scripted. Everything is scripted, and everything is disclosing something to you, showing you the ridiculous, showing you how things have been controlled and manipulated. Things are being torn down and restructured in front of your eyes. And everything's about disclosure right now. Everything is about disclosure. That's what we can tell you. But if you would like, we would love to tell you that we believe and we have insight as to the idea that all of the Americas are going to become a region, a singular region. So everything from Canada to Middle America to South America is going to become one regional force. That's what we will tell you we believe is taking place in your politics.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Absolutely. We've spoken about this so many times. Thank you, Sony, for the question. Let's go down the list. All right. Donna Crystal is asking, hello to all. Absolutely. Our pleasure to have you here. There have been many plane accidents and incidents lately. What can you say about air travel safety?
It's all bullshit, just like everything else is. What we can tell you is this. Computer systems are not perfect. That's the truth. Everything is run by computer systems. Even your air traffic controllers work off of computer systems. That is a truth. That would have to be that way. It would have to be that way. You would never, ever, ever, ever in this day and age that you believe that you're in the form of technology, leave it up to an air traffic controller that may have been out all night the night before having a bender, and now they get to decide who gets to fly at what altitude. Okay, so all of the computers that are linked to the aircrafts, that are linked back to the airports, that are linked into the systems for the air traffic controllers, there's more than one systems check on that. Okay, so what you are normally seeing now is, number one, severe neglect, and where money is not being spent wisely for the maintenance on airplanes and the safety on airplanes, which is very common when you've got nefarious energies controlling everything. But then you also, when you're looking at full-blown accidents, you need to be looking at the passenger manifest and seeing who was on the kill list there.
All right. Thank you so much. The next question comes from VP. Nice to see you again. Will there always be religion? Will there always be religion? That's the question. Thank you.
Master, we can't answer that question. That's up to you. That's up to all the embodied beings here on the Earthship. There isn't a design out there that's making those decisions other than you. It came into play for control and manipulation. If it's going to remain in control and manipulation, that's all of your choices. That's all of your choices. Okay? So it has not always been. It has not been in construct since humanoids walked this Earthship. So it has not always been. And so it would be lovely to see any controlling and manipulating force lose their chokehold on you, wouldn't it? We would love to see all of the systems that are controlling you and programming you and manipulating you and convincing you that you are separate from each other, and therefore encouraging the competition and the judgment of each other to be dissolved away. But masters, you all have the power to make that decision. Nothing outside of you does.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And thank you, VP. Next question from Sarah Belg. I hope that I'm pronouncing your name well. All right. So nice to have you here. Hi. I have been seeing light patterns of numerous colors throughout the trees. What is that? And how can I expand it?
So you could be seeing their energy bodies, masters. You could be seeing their auric field. Absolutely. So everything is energy, and everything that has sentience to it or the ability to feel any form of emotion or compassion certainly has very, very strong auric fields that are interrelated to the energy bodies of something that is alive or has sentience to it. So we think that you are seeing the energy bodies, that we would say.
Awesome. Thank you. And then this is going to be, for the time being, before talking about the empowered empath, the last question. It comes from Mary Jacobs, Advanced Sound Healing. Mary Jacobs, thank you for being here with us. Hi there. I am wondering if the people involved in the COVID pandemic will be held responsible for their crimes soon, as in the next few months, including state governments.
So we will tell you that they actually already have paid for their crimes behind the scenes. That's what took place over the last 4 years. And now you're going to see them act out that for you. That's what we said. We'll tell you on that. Okay.
All right. So actually, I'm going to take what I just said back. The last question is going to be, before talking about the empowered empath, it's going to come from Karen Tackett. Hi, Karen. Nice to have you here. And Karen's question is, can Julius speak about the recent plane crash in the Potomac? Were there survivors like it was first reported?
Yes, we will say that there were survivors. That's what we will tell you. Okay. So again, masters, you have to pay attention to the manifest list, passenger manifest list, when you see crashes and things of that nature. Okay. There's usually key passengers on these, just like on the Titanic. or what you perceive to be the Titanic. It actually wasn't the Titanic; it was the sister ship. But the reason that that was taken down and it was exploded from the inside out, it didn't hit the iceberg, and that was because of the passenger manifest and who was killed on board. So you generally look at that same thing for the plane crashes.
All right, all right. So time has come to talk about the empowered empath. Okay, so I was saying before, for everybody that's been a little bit late here, remember there is an expansion network. Actually, it's called Channeling Julius channel on Telegram. Telegram is one of the safest texting, messaging and texting apps that there is. Telegram. Okay, so in Telegram, there's a channel called Channeling Julius. And in Channeling Julius, actually, we share information that we don't share anywhere else. And we share information to a lot of different places. So if you want to have access to that content, please feel free to go there. And actually, I knew about the Empowered Empath special for this week because I obviously visit that Telegram channel all the time. And guess what? You also get to see Kasey in her daily life, in her daily outfit, in her daily situations and circumstances of her life, talking about what's going to happen in the next show. So again, obviously, most of you already know Kasey, but for those that want to even see more about her, join the Telegram channel, Channeling Julius, and you will have a lot of fun. All right, so for everybody that wants to know more about the empowered empath, what is the empowered empath, please?
So we really, really, really wanted to talk about the extraordinarily powerful side of being an empath. Being an empath is felt for so many people who are empaths to be such a struggle and such a detriment to navigate their course here on the earth, taking on everybody's energies and everybody's emotions and not knowing how to protect themselves and feeling very vulnerable and in many cases feeling extremely taken advantage of. And we're going to be talking about how an empath becomes an empowered empath, what that process is like and what it's like to gain that power position when you're an empath. So being empathic is the most powerful gift that you can have and the most powerful being that you can be here on any type of a realm or a dimension where deciphering is very necessary because you have a range of frequencies from low frequency to high frequency. And an empath that is empowered will never be manipulated again, will never be fooled again. Until you are fully empowered, you can be very much taken advantage of, used, manipulated, and this can feel like being torn apart. This can feel like being completely enslaved and victimized. And empaths put themselves through some of the most treacherous relationships in order to become empowered empaths, that's why they do the painful and traumatizing relationships. That's why they do the backstabbing, betrayal relationships. And this course is going to talk about all of that, and it's going to talk about how you position yourself from being an empath that feels taken advantage of and worn out and victimized into an empowered empath position. And once you get that position, there's no holding you back, and you become one of the most empowered types of beings here on the earth. So it's going to be a great discussion. It's going to be a great revealment as to why. We've talked a lot, Angel, this last year with so many people. And even on this show, Julius has talked about how humanity seems to have divided themselves into empaths and narcissists, different forms of extreme narcissism. And everybody knows that a narcissist will attach themselves to an empath, trying to siphon all of that energy from an empath. And an empath will just try to love and love and love and love a narcissist and fix and love them, fix and love them, fix and love them. And it never, never works, and it never helps. And an empath can end up being just gutted and destroyed after one of those relationships because they give their whole soul to a narcissist. And when that's all done and the trauma is very, very real for these empaths, they're left wondering why did I do that? Why does the soul do that? And even questioning whether they somehow deserved it in some type of a karmic contract or a soul contract of some sort. And it can just cause destruction. And this is going to shed light in a very, very positive way as to why empaths engage in those types of relationships and how to come out of that like a phoenix rising is the number one that won't ever happen again, but also to be able to transmute all of that energy into your empowered state. It's going to be a pretty intense class. It's going to be very, very candid, very, very honest. I myself have had that experience this year, but Julius is going to really helpfully support all of you into a far deeper and better understanding as to who you are, why you chose who you are, why you create the lives and the families and the attachments and the friendships that you do, and how to come out of that in a more secure and stable position. So it should be a really great class. If you are empathic, you need this class. If you know somebody who is empathic, they need this class. And that's pretty much everybody, because, one way or the other, it touches you in many, many ways. If you don't think you're empathic, you're probably wrong. Just about everybody will crack open their empathy, unless you're the narcissist, of course, and then that's not going to happen for you. But it should be very, very, very informative for everybody, because we'll guarantee that if it's not relevant to you, it's probably very relevant for someone you love.
And it's going to be actually, listen to this, because it's going to be a two-part online workshop, live Zoom events on February 5th and 6th, 2 days, February 6th and 5th and 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, at the same time that we air this show. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US. Okay, and exactly what she explained, what Kasey explained. Again, if you want to know more, you have this at the top right corner of the screen. You have a QR code. If you take your phone and you point your camera to this QR code, you will access the page that I'm showing here, that I'm sharing with you guys, and it's only $59 US dollars, only $59. Obviously, as usual, at the very special price. An incredible 2-day workshop for only $59 with this incredible impact that you just described. Okay, so let's move on. Let me stop sharing. All right, let me see if I can do that. Sometimes we have some technical issues. Let me see. All right, screen sharing stop. And now we're going to go to the chat, because we have a lot of comments from a lot of people besides the questions. Okay, so we have the one and only Stacy Savage speaking only the truth, which is Kasey looking so pretty as always. Absolutely, absolutely. We know that and we second that. And Stacy Savage also saying, hi friends, hope you all are well. Indeed. Thank you so much, Stacy. Let me see if we have other ones. Yes, Robin Azim is saying, looking forward to this workshop. They are always amazing with incredible wisdom. To that point, I can still remember the meditations that we had at the end of last year. They were just out of this world for those of you who could attend them. It was just coming to my mind, but they were just incredible. So to Robin's point, absolutely looking forward to this workshop. They're always amazing with incredible wisdom, and they never leave you unchanged. I can guarantee you that. And also, Sony saying, yes, we all need this class. Absolutely, you bet. All right, let me go to the questions, because we have a lot of questions actually I wanted to do something because we always have a long list of questions from our audience offline. Let me see if I find it here. Yes. So let me tell you about, because the more audience that we have here on online, like live, the more questions that get accumulated over time. So I just wanted to explain, because sometimes people get a little bit, frustrated. So this is how we do it with the questions. All the questions online have a priority, like one question for every single person that asks it. If someone asks more than one question, it will have to be for the second round. And I try to squeeze some, offline questions from people from previous shows that they didn't ask a question today. Okay, so that's how it works. So we will eventually get to all those questions. Okay, so that's all that to say that. And thank you so much for your patience. So this question actually comes from a star caliber, and I'm going to post it here. All right, and star caliber question is there really, here it is there really a strawman account that has millions of dollars in it belonging to us? And is that what is being returned to the people? Thank you.
Uh, there's many things that belong to you, Master. So we think that you're talking about the Social Security thing. Okay. So you have money in an account. That's what your Social Security number is. It's a bank account, actually. And so you've been traded to the Queen and to the hierarchy, and you're literally worth something. So there's that. Okay. There are tax accounts that you have paid unlawful tax into. Taxes are not legal. They are supposed to be voluntary. So it's been illegal that they have demanded taxes from you. And so you have also, along with that same Social Security number, you have a tax account that the records of all of the unlawful taxes and interests that you have paid to banking institutions for your whole life also has money in. And then and that's part of the Nasara Jasara system, where that is supposed to be coming back to you. And then we're not sure if you're talking about the remonetization and the revaluation of currencies around the world, and how the currencies that you hold, or no matter what nation that you belong to, are going to increase in value and help distribute or redistribute far more wealth and abundance to all of humanity that exists here on the Earth ship. So we think those are the systems that you are speaking of. But if you have another question, Master, you are ready. You are always welcome to submit it and see if we can pinpoint any one particular that is on your mind.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And the next question is also an offline question and comes from Muse of Heart and Soul. Okay. And the question is, how can you tell if you are connecting telepathically with someone else, or if it's just the mind, especially if this person is a constant thought?
So, Master, your brain does not create thought. It receives thought and sends thought. Okay, but it doesn't create thought. When you are embodied, your brain does not create thought. So, in other words, Master, you can't make anything up. You can't. Okay. Anything that you are passing through at your thought process is somewhere, somehow. There's nothing that's not real when you are embodied. That is the truth. That is the truth. And that's a pretty big, impressive thing to grasp if you really think of it. There's no such thing as dreams. There's no such thing as fantasies. There's no such thing as make-believe. That's not possible while you're embodied. Your brain does not create thought. It processes thought. Okay. So when you are processing thought, Master, you are sharing thought with every fractalized version of you. You are not separate and singular from any version of energy. So you are always telepathically communicating with every other fractal of your own self. You can't disconnect from that system. That is you. That is you. So you're always telepathic. You are always doing that. Now, whether you're aware of it or not is a whole nother question. And whether somebody else is aware of that or not is a whole nother question. You could be super sensitive and you could be carrying on a whole relationship with somebody telepathically and they may not be consciously aware of it. Does that mean it's not true? No, it means it is true for sure. People astral travel together, they astral project together, they jump into other timelines together. You can have a whole relationship going on with somebody from this timeline when you slip into an astral plane projection and literally get the answers to questions that the person here in this timeline would never provide for you. And you can get closure and you can get satisfaction and you can get a very, very deep knowing as to who somebody is. And then encounter that same person here and they would have no idea what you're talking about because they aren't tuned into that. Okay. So all telepathy is true and real, Master. It's just a question of whether you or anybody that you believe that you are connected to, which is everybody, is aware of it or not, and whether or not it becomes applicable into their reality. Because what you accept to be true is what you create for your reality. So it could be a very much a one-sided telepathic experience in an awakened awareness state. But it cannot not be. It cannot not be. You are all communicating telepathically. Whether you are aware of it or not is really the question. Okay?
All right, thank you so much. And we have a comment here from Cat55K. Quite an insightful answer by Julius. Beautiful. Absolutely, you bet. And we have another question from a place in the world that we already knew. We had people watching us, and this is just another confirmation. We have a lot of people in this Earthship, but many from that area, next to Australia, called New Zealand. Beautiful, beautiful place in this Earthship. And the question is an offline question, and it's from a long time member of our audience that eventually asked this question. Her name is Ruth Costigan from New Zealand, and that's the question. I'm posting it right now. It's a long one, okay? So hold on, please. Hello, Kasey, Julius, and Angel. I have been listening to Kasey and Julius since they were on Beyond the Ordinary show a long time ago on replays because of the time difference here in New Zealand, and love them. They have helped me get through all the nonsense going on over and over in the last few years. I have lots of questions, but we'll just stick to one for now. I had a dream a long time ago that the Greys, in between brackets, pointed heads and long faces, looking at me through a long window. It was nighttime. There were a whole family of them. It felt very spooky, and I woke up. Were they checking me out, or was I once part of their group? I didn't think so, but was curious to know. Lots of love to you, Ruth.
Yeah, great question. Yeah, great question, Master. So we would probably tell you both. Both of your answers are correct, actually. So on the highest version of truth, Master, we are all one, wearing just various costumes. So you are us, we are you, you are the Greys, you are the Antarians, you are the Palladians, you are the Anunnaki. All of you are, okay? Try to keep yourself from sliding into the program of separate and singular and utilizing identifying markers at differentiations of yourself, okay? Though that is a way to have an experience of you seeing yourself as different and separate and working yourself into knowing yourself as source through that perspective. The higher perspective, Master, is you're looking at yourself. You're looking at yourself in observation, okay? So we will very much support both points of view. Whichever one resonates with you, you may go with that, or you may play with both of those truths, as well as an infinite amount of truths being true. What we will encourage you to do is to have no fear. No fear, Master. all of your frequencies that you resonate are based on different perspectives of consciousness that you are having while you're wearing those costumes. When you are a very high frequency, there isn't any version of you that could harm you in any way if your frequency is high. And it will also assist you in having a much broader, compassionate, and empathetic perspective, as well as fun, joy, and enthusiasm when you are having these types of encounters and these types of opportunities to see one of the most amazing versions of your own self that you have created.
All right, thank you so much. And now a question from Carl C. And it's going to be the last offline question today. The question is, Julius Kasey has often said that all of our holidays are satanic. Could you please give details about what's really behind Valentine's Day? Thank you.
So Valentine's Day is all about stealing your heart or your soul. Okay, so the representation of a heart is one of the physical representations really of your soul, because they use the heart as a representation of your emotions or your feelings, and it is your soul that is the emotional processor of thought. So the heart is a representation of your soul, and Valentine's suggests that either you are spearing the heart of another person to conquer or steal their soul, or to surrender your soul to another. Okay, the representation of just the colorations alone, the red, deep reds and things like that, are satanic. But of course, Master, you could go all the way down to the massacre on Valentine's Day. Okay, so that was all about a genocide and a massacre, as many of your holidays are, which are satanic rituals. So all warring, all massacres are satanic rituals. Did we just say something that maybe some of you didn't know? Yeah. Pay very close attention to the times for which wars play themselves out, to the time and the dates to where invasions take place, where bombings take place. Those are all satanic holidays, and those are all massive sacrifices, massive sacrifices. So if you look back to the 14th, or what you perceive to be the 14th of February, that was a satanic holiday for which a massive massacre took place in order to do an offering for Satan.
All right, thank you so much. Next question, we're going back to the online questions, okay? We're only 10 minutes away from the end of the show. Isn't it crazy? Thank you so much, all of you for being here, for asking so many questions. We will keep track of them, okay? So Sarah Ayer, thank you for being here with us. Do you see the federal income tax in the U.S. being abolished this year?
It's been abolished for a long time. We see that they may be telling you about that this year. That's what we will tell you on that. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. And let's go to the top of the page. So the next question comes from Go Time. Thank you for waiting. Julius, are you aware of the quantum syntax grammar system of Russell J. Gould? He notes the fiction playing out in front of us. Any thoughts on this?
So, Master, we are not familiar specifically with what you are talking about, but we can tell you that you are the projector of your reality. And you are sending your projection of your reality out into an interactive holographic platform that will play your thoughts and your realities back to you. It's called quantum physics. It's nothing new. It's called the observer and the doer effect to create a reality for your own self. And the effects of the reality are completely governed by the observer. So all you have to do is study quantum physics. Quantum physics are a derivative or an extension or expansion from metaphysics. So the metaphysical aspect is spirituality, which is everything in theory before it demonstrates itself in the physical. So metaphysics is, or spirituality is way above and first before science and even quantum physics. So His theory is an ongoing aspect of a form of quantum physics, and quantum physics is a representation of quantum energy field. So the omni-quantum energy field is the frequency field that controls and manipulates and rearranges and holds together physics or particles of matter in a slowed down vibration of thought. You as thought beings are much higher than quantum physics. There isn't a name. Most people will call it God physics or the God molecule for a measurement of frequency that is immeasurable, that everything comes from. But the quantum field and the omni-quantum field govern the physics or the physicality of realms and dimensions that represent particles of matter holding themselves together to showcase thoughts and emotions governed and created by the creator of those experiences, which is you.
All right, thank you so much. And we have here a question from someone that has not asked a question before. All right, her name is Empress New Groove. Empress New Groove. And her question is, I believe it's a her, it's a she. Hello, Julius. Do we only meet our higher during meditation, or what other ways can we make connection or contact other beings like you, Julius?
By being in the now, master, by being in the now. Anything that brings you into the now opens up your receivership field, because in the now you have no judgment, and it is generally your own judgment that creates separateness and singular illusion. So any form of connectivity, especially for your higher vibrational aspects of your own thoughts, must take place in the now. But we would suggest that you practice being in the now quite often, because, master, in the now, you will always find joy.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And the next question is from We Are All in This Together. I've had headaches in high pitch frequency in my ears and sadness for 3 days. Is this related to the destruction of Mintaka?
Oh, could be. It has to do with the frequencies around you, master. The heightened aspect of the frequencies around you. We send you great love. We send you great protection. We send you soothing. We send you calm. We suggest, master, that you do breath work, study breath work, pranayama work, and it will calm your nervous system down, which will take pain away from your physical embodiment. So your nervous system is heightened and activated now through 5G networks and 9G networks. So they're testing 9G networks right now in the timeline. And by studying and working with breath work, you can help calm your nervous system down. So to get rid of pain in the body anywhere, it has to do with calming your nervous system down, masters. So do anything that you can to help you get into that state of calm, and you may find your peace there.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Next question from Lovely Lauren. Last week, we had a rare 7 planetary alignment. 7 planetary alignment. Can Julius speak on the significance of this?
It's a representation of the 7 degrees of consciousness, 7 levels of consciousness, master. It is also a representation of your 7 energetic bodies. Each of the planets pinged or pulled on each of your energy bodies. Remember that you're the same energy, master, configuring yourself in many different ways. So you are those planets. And so what many people on their conscious journey took advantage of was, as those planets were aligning themselves, were to get themselves into a meditative state and use that same magnetic pull from those planets to help line their own energetic bodies up and clear them and clean them. Some people decided to use it for their chakras, their 7 primary chakras that run through the wheels and the vortexes that run through the center of the physical embodiment. And some chose to use meditation to help clear and clean the mind and make stronger and better and more fortified connections to the conscious mind, no matter what level of consciousness that you are in.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me see, because we are really on the verge of 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. All right, so I think that the last question is going to be this one from J Bell. I am curious about the spiritual speaker Wayne Dyer. Who was he serving? Thank you.
Himself. How about that answer? We'll give you that answer. It is not appropriate for us masters to speak of other practitioners in many, many aspects, but we will tell you this. Keep in mind that any form of celebrity is controlled by the cabal. That's what we will say.
All right, and the last comment of today's show is going to be from our loyal Stacy, one and only Savage. In speaking about this empowered empath class, this seems to be exactly what's going on in the collective energies. It seems a lot of relationships are going through the ringer to trigger awakenings.
It is so true. Everybody here could be nodding their heads. It seems this last year, for certain, the shite hit the fan for so many people. Total blindsiding, total blind spots that were pointing out the tear down of attachments that are absolutely necessary in order for you to unleash your highest aspects of your highest version of consciousness for yourself. It is part of the wave of disclosure energies. So everybody here on this Earthship wants this high consciousness to take place, but they don't want to let go of the fear. And they have no idea what that even means. They don't understand how much of their lives are fear. Their fear energy, their attachments. They aren't love. And that means relationships, health, jobs, careers, economic structures, political structures, medical. So much of it is based on fear, and everybody wants all of this positivity and love, but you have to understand that means the fear is going to go away. It's going to go away, and it's not going quietly, and it's not going easy. So it's going to go in the form of catastrophe and tear down. And this class is going to help you understand all of that so you don't get torn down in the process as well. So thank you, Master, for pointing that out. We will be discussing this in depth in the class. Sending so much love to all of you.
And if you want to know more about this class, remember there's this QR code at the top right corner of your screen, the Empowered Empath. It's going to happen at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US, both on February the 5th and February the 6th. February the 5th and February the 6th. That means this upcoming week, which is what? Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's the best. And well, now it's the time where I can be back to my normal size here at the show. All right, here I am. All right, this is the off voice that you hear all the time throughout the show, because I want to we want to make sure that the main characters, Kasey and Julius and their group of entities, are first in the stage. Thank you so much, Kasey. Another great show. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You are amazing. We love you. Thank you.
Yeah, I want to invite everybody really quick, Angel. I've got a great package and special deal running on the John Burgos show right now. We launched it last week. If anybody's interested in listening to that interview or listening to see what that is all about, you can go to our website, channelingjoyous.com, and check out the link for the John Burgos Beyond the Ordinary show, or you can pick that up on our Facebook page, or you can just go right to that, Beyond the Ordinary show by John Burgos, and check that out for yourselves if you'd like.
Thank you so much. A great reminder before we go. Remember, that's the last chance for you to go to this QR code and go to our website, where you will see channelingjulius.com. Channelingjulius.com. You will see everything you need to know about this upcoming The Empowered Empath workshop. 2 days, February the 5th and February the 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, thank you so much for being here. We really, really, really appreciate you being here. We appreciate all these, love comments here. I'm going to leave all those comments comments here. Let me put this overlay so we might have some additional loving comments here. Exactly. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, everybody, for being here with us. Again, next Sunday, we will be here next Sunday again at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every single Sunday. This is Expansion Network, accelerating the consciousness of humanity every single day, and especially on Sundays with the Ask Julius Show. It's going to be the 93rd show next Sunday. Thank you so much, everybody. We love you. Thank you, Kasey, as usually. Our pleasure. Thank you, Julius. We love you all. Bye-bye.